themselves, actually.
So now we're going to move on from these hobbies to skills that humans have and sort of how you get through everyday life in a different sense. I think that living in the democratic society that we live in today, it's important that everyone has a certain logical way of thinking, because the decisions that you make affects not only you but also everyone else, and the people that you vote for, as well as the decisions that you make in everyday life has a big impact on your community. And so therefore it is important to make the decisions that are the best for everyone, not what someone else tells you to. And also, I think that being able to take the initiative to sort of grab new opportunities and learn new things is how you develop. So how do you think that people could learn these skills?
I think logical thinking will be mostly learned through looking at others and parents that can influence you.
I think logical thinking is something that most people sort of get naturally. They're sort of born with it. I mean, it can be developed, but it usually comes naturally.
Yeah, and on the other hand of that, some people are born with a certain tendency to just do what they're told and sort of follow blindly.
But I don't think that you're actually born with being logical, that you have a certain type of brain. I think rather that every tiny thing, without even noticing it, will influence you in the slightest way, which will lead you to that mindset.
Your characteristics.
I think it might be a combination of those two.
Yeah,
I mean, your characteristics
probably,
are not like decided when you're born. They usually like develop from your environment, but still.
But taking initiatives is something that I definitely think is it's an impression that you get from people around you, and if you get that impression that you want to be like them because you don't feel like you have it yourself, I think that's one of the greater reasons how people strive to get it.
Yes, but then again, on the other hand of that, there are people who are being told or sort of asked to take more initiative at work, at home, from parents, from their surroundings, and still don't really deliver. So I think that it sort of has to do with the attitude that you have.
Exactly, it's sort of a mindset.
But that attitude that comes from your surroundings.
Yes, but also an active choice of, okay, I don't want to be like my surroundings, or I just can't bother right now.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay.
So I thought cooperating with other people and endurance are two very important skills you need to have in life. I mean, cooperating with other people, that's a skill that you'll use very often, like in workplaces, in school.
You use it everywhere. You probably can't get anywhere unless maybe you're an artist when it's a solo show.
But it's also, considering how many people there are everywhere, being able to cooperate with them, partly to get what you want, but also to be able to sort of...
It's a necessity.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's very hard to strive without being able to cooperate.
Yeah, I think so too.
And the same goes with endurance. So if you don't give up, then you have a higher chance of getting where you want and reaching your goals. For example, when we tried to get into this school, none of us gave up, I'm guessing, because we actually got here.
No, exactly.
And we worked hard to get
and
here.
That was a long process as well. It wasn't just getting into the school. It was
and I think the skills that you personally think are important, those vary depending on what you want to achieve. If it's success you want to achieve, then endurance is an important aspect.
Yeah.
But and I think that social skills and also problem solving are two very important skills, because without social skills you probably can't get anywhere, because you won't make any contacts, and you can't do anything truly by yourself without basically talking to anyone. And the more social skills you have, the better chance you have at getting something.
Partly of you getting something, but also your community and the groups that you're working with moving forwards as a whole.
Absolutely.
Which does partly help you, but it's also on a bigger scale than that.
And there's also something about social skills where some people have an extreme talent with, I don't know, building robots or being an amazing singer. But if you don't have that type of talent, there are other ways to get yourself into, for example, amazing universities by talking and making contacts and being a wonderful person.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And I also think that that's something that employers, and I think that that's something that everyone around you is looking for, not just you being intelligent and having interesting things to say, but also it being possible to be around you.
A combination.
Yeah.
But I also picked problem solving, and that is something that we use every day. We use it what are we supposed to do when the butter runs out? What are we supposed to put in our sandwiches? Or how do I solve this math problem? Or
how do I study for the test? Or what do I do about this relationship that's not going as I want it to?
Or I think logical thinking and problem solving are correlated in a way.
I think
they're correlated too, but I think that they are also different.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think
you might need a bit of logical thinking.
Absolutely.
Yes,
problem
absolutely.
solving. For example, if the butter runs out, as you said, if you're not thinking logically, what would you do?
Absolutely. And I think problem solving is a skill that many large company owners are very good at, because they see through logical thinking probably a problem that is and how it can be solved, and especially those worldly problems like poverty.
Okay, we're starting to run out of time, so we're going to move on to the last question, which is decide together which of the skills you think is the most important. I think that this might be endurance, because no matter how logically you think or how many problems you can solve, you won't get there unless you sort of like
go for it.
Yeah, unless you have that endurance.
And I agree to a certain extent, but endurance is more important for a single person.
Yeah,
if we're
I think
thinking
so
of
too.
like a more global scale or just looking at a single community, I mean, everyone needs to have endurance to be able to have a functioning society, but still there are more important skills needed in a larger
I think
But still society moves forwards because of people who don't give up.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay, what
you have a point.
Okay.
because I think still that problem solving is a more important life skill, and especially if you want to achieve something great, which most people want. Endurance is a component in that, but problem solving it's like a mindset I think you ought to have to do all these things.
And also